Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are that come out with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin and find out what comes through. So the first card we have is the Six of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Ten of Swords showing up in the reverse. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles. So this Ten of Pentacles showing up at the bottom of the deck, this does feel like an energy of commitment. I do feel like within this connection, there is a very clear direction in which things are going. I also feel like with this Ten of Pentacles that there's also a very open to commitments within this connection. And I do feel like that does feel like taking things to the next levels. So I do feel like there's progression towards a clear direction. And I also feel like with this Ten of Pentacles showing up over here, that this could also be an offer to be able to enter into the next level with somebody. And I do feel like with this Ten of Pentacles, this does feel like a goal that's being reached. And I do feel like it's quite important. And I do feel like it's also very welcoming at that too when it comes to being able to actually get into a new chapter within this connection with somebody. I do feel like though with the Six of Pentacles, the person you're dealing with is aware of how much it's going to take to be in this connection. I do feel like they do feel as though it's going to require them to be able to give, to be able to not only be able to invest in this connection, but also to be open and to be really open to the give and take. That's a fair and equal level of giving and taking in a partnership. I do feel like they're giving to this connection. I feel like that's because it means something to them. I do feel like with this Six of Pentacles, this also shows this person being quite invested. And I do feel like it is also a very supportive energy to this connection. I also feel like it's a pretty balanced and fair partnership between two people. So with this Eight of Wands, I do feel like this is also an energy of kind of being in a space where things progress quite quickly in this connection. I also feel like when it comes to the way in which the communication goes and the direction it is going in is quite defined and it's quite easy to see, because I do feel like there's this very quick progression in a very particular direction. I feel like there's also a lot of communication that's happening within this connection. But with this Eight of Wands showing up over here, I do feel like this could be also you having a lot to say to this person. And I do feel like there's also a lot that you'll be hearing back from this person. I do feel like though with the Ten of Swords showing up in the reverse, that this does feel like an energy of experiencing an energy of being able to actually overcome a difficulty in this connection. I do feel like it's quite a strong connection. It isn't one that's going to be lost through any kind of challenges. I feel like it is one that's quite resilient when it comes to being able to go on. I feel like there's also a sense of importance that's being placed on this connection that keeps things together. With the Ten of Swords showing up though in the reverse, I do feel like this is also an energy of being able to be more aware of your surroundings and especially the people that are around you. I do feel like with this Ten of Swords showing up in the reverse, that this is also energy of actually working really hard to be able to gain a sense of having a stable connection, having something that's going to be able to make it in the long term. I do feel like with this Ten of Swords in the reverse, that this is I feel like it's quite a revealing energy, and I feel like there's also a lot of clarity being brought into the situation through what happens. And I think that also with the actions, being able to see what the intention behind the actions is being made more apparent, more clear to you within this connection. I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. We have the Sun card under the Eight of Wands. And we have the Three of Wands under this Ten of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers card. So we do have some Gemini energy, possibly dealing with a Leo. So with the Lovers card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of having to make a choice. I do feel like within this connection that this does feel like being put in a position where there is a deciding factor. I do feel like that Ten of Swords showing up in the reverse. This does feel like needing to choose between this connection and something else. I do feel like though, with the Lovers card showing up over here, this does feel like a strong connection between two people. I also feel like there's something quite passionate within your connection. I feel like it's easy to experience a sense of being able to be in connection with this person because of having a lot of compatibility. I feel like it's a very strong connection. And we have the Knight of Swords. This Knight of Swords also feel like when it comes to this connection, I feel like things are moving forward at a quick pace. I feel like that because of the Eight of Wands, as well as with this Knight of Swords. I do feel like there is a desire to be able to get to a place where there's understanding within this connection, and I do feel like action is being taken towards that. I do feel like with that Ten of Swords showing up here, I do feel like there is also a sense of wanting to be able to keep things together in this connection. I do feel like even during hard times, there's still that sense of being quite connected and holding on. I do feel like with this Knight of Swords that there's also communication coming in from this person. I feel like there is a lot of communication. I feel like there could be a conversation where you both have a lot to say to each other. I do feel like with this Knight of Swords that this person is in a space where they communicate to you in a very decisive way. I do feel like there's also a lot of clarity that comes as a result of a conversation that's had. With the Sun card showing up underneath this Eight of Wands, I do feel like you get to experience a sense of being heard and understood through a conversation. I feel like you get what you need as far as the answers, as well as also being heard in the ability to have that conversation. I feel like the communication is picking up in this connection. And I do feel like with the Sun card showing up over here, when it comes to hearing from this person or being able to have this person hear from you, that you're happy with the way it goes. And I do feel like it also contributes to a sense of getting to a place where the connection is able to have a lot more clarity brought into things, but also a sense of being able to get on the same page. So we do have the Three of Wands, and with the Three of Wands showing up underneath this Ten of Swords, this does feel like a waiting energy. And I do feel like with this card underneath this Ten of Swords showing up in the reverse, that it does feel like there is a sense of being in a space where you could have been waiting on this person, or this person could have been waiting on you. I do feel like though there is a sense of hope for the future, and I feel like this person is quite invested in a future outcome in this connection with you. And I do feel like when it comes to being able to get on the same page, that also happens. I feel like there's a sense of having growth and expansion in your future for this connection. I feel like that's an expectation when it comes to the future of your connection, and also a sense of hope around that with your connection. I do feel like with that Ten of Pentacles, this also feels like an energy of family. So I do feel like either this person's family or your family could also have something to do with it as well. I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have calling in your soulmate. We have soulmate. And we have let your friends help you. So this calling in your soulmate card showing up over here, I do feel like with this Knight of Swords, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where there is a sense of having more clarity as far as comprehending where this person is at for themselves, but also being able to express that to you. I do feel like with this calling in your soulmate that there is a desire for a very deep connection that this person has been seeking, and I do feel like they're quite invested in that kind of a connection with you. I do feel like they take it quite seriously, and I also feel like with this Knight of Swords, this person is pretty direct when it comes to the way they approach things in this connection, as well as when it comes to the way they approach the communication with you. I do feel like they may also be very appreciative of the connection as far as the give and take and the investments into it. I do feel like there's this sense of also being in a space where they feel like it's lining up with what they are deeming as the ideal connection to have in this connection. And I do feel like with that Sun card that you may also be happy with this connection as well. With the Soulmate card showing up over here, I do feel like there is a sense of actually being really fulfilled on a deep level in this connection. I do feel like there is this feeling of this person fitting your idea of what the perfect match is, a soulmate like connection. I also feel like this connection is one where you have a very strong sense of compatibility with this Lovers card, and I do feel like this person and you may be kind of feeling like you're already meeting in a partnership that feels like one of the soulmates. I even get that with that 10 of Pentacles. I do feel like this 10 of Pentacles is also a pretty abundant energy, and I do feel like that's also what this connection feels like. It's also one that's going to be in some way a source of abundance for you or for this person or for the both of you when it comes to being able to actually form a union. I also feel like with the Let Your Friends Help You card, this is about being able to actually also take in the opinions and the advice of surrounding people. I do feel like this is also a factor of its connection, and I do feel like it has to do with this person's family or your family and friends. And I do feel like being able to gain that extra sense of confirmation from outside sources is a part of being able to welcome this connection with more open arms. But I do feel like with this Let Your Friends Help You, this does feel like an energy of being very invested in this connection. I do feel like there is a sense of actually consoling and asking for the advice of people outside of this connection, and even just letting other people in on the way in which this person feels. I do feel like with this Let Your Friends Help You card that there is also a sense that other people have opinions on this connection. And I do feel like that even with that 8 of Wands, that you'll be hearing a lot about your connection, and not only hearing a lot from them, but also hearing from other people as well. And I do feel like that is also something that's quite important. But I definitely feel like there's a lot of communication back and forth that's happening here, and I feel like there is a very strong connection that is in the works with the soulmates and calling in your soulmate card showing up here. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.